a surprise again. As usual, Spirit is flowing through, and I just wanted to take this opportunity to just share what's coming through because I think it's an important time that we all stand strong and powerful and deeply rooted in our sovereign power, especially in a time when we are moving through a collective void. And no matter where you are, it's important to really embody the frequency of your cosmic magnificence, the truth of who you are, which is this beautiful eternal presence who is here to make an impact, to live the life that you're here to live on purpose in your authentic power. And I'm here to support that. I'm really here to really create a space and hold you through that fire, so that you really embody the alchemy that is happening, so that you know deeply, so deeply that it is rooted within you that everything is happening for you, never against you. It's never a moment that, there is never a moment that is here to say this is happening so that you don't get the thing that you always wanted in your life. Never. It never ever is. Hello, beautiful one. So if you're joining me, welcome, beautiful. Thank you so much for watching this live. And if you're on the replay, hashtag replay as always. I always love to just connect with you beyond time and space. And if this is your first time here, I know there are some beautiful new faces. Welcome. My name is Liang, and I am a divine energy alchemist, a sacred transformation mentor, and I'm also a ceremonial keeper. I love to share the beautiful wisdom of the ceremonies of the Way of Tea, also known as Cha Dao in its own shamanic ancient words. And I'm really here to just share the potent medicine that will allow you as a woman, as a creative feminine light leader, to live on purpose in your own authentic power so that you become fully aligned with your own truth, which is really abundance, freedom, and unstoppable vision embodied. Yeah. So what I really wanted to share today that really streamed in this morning when I woke up is the energetics behind what you do. Yes, darling one. The energetics behind what you do has to be everything. Like, if there's one thing I can ever just teach you, it is the energetics behind your actions. Because this is the thing. As you can see in the world, there are many people who perhaps you see as people who have what you don't have. And the way that they go about, and if you look at the very successful people, life is not perfect in the sense that everything is going well for them. Life is perfect though, in the sense that they know deeply that everything is happening for them. And so the energetics behind their actions really is the fuel for every moment they live and act and be in the world. So whether it is about, financial freedom, whether it is about rising from poverty into richness, which is something I deeply relate to because my own ancestors went through that. They were, my great-grandparents were first-generation Malaysians. They are originally from China, and they came here literally with nothing, and the poverty actually continue to go on until my parents' generation. So I did see my parents rise from rags to riches because I'm the eldest in the family. So I went through that with them in a way, a big part of their lives as young people, and then really enjoying the freedom they have right now. However, even speaking in that way, it took them a long time to finally release all of the resentment and the ancestral wounds. And the work that they do is really coming with the old age, because they've seen it all, right? They've seen it all in the sense that they've gone through a lot. They've seen people come and go, and most of the time death of people that are really close to you really will give you a moment that is almost like a wake-up call. And they're in a space now where they can really release and let go and surrender in a big way. However, I really just want to share and invite you, and this is a sacred invitation, to really know that this can be experienced even when you're just, let's just say age-wise, young, right? Whatever that means in this world nowadays. To me, age doesn't matter. I don't see you in any form of shape in terms of what age you are. I don't even ask my clients how old they are, I do take their birth dates just as a fun fact. And I do this with all of you beautiful beings who book in for a call, because I like to, when I have that, I can actually feel into your karmic astrology, and I can see many, many things from there just by looking at your birth date. And so it's interesting. That was just a little segue. Coming back to the energetics behind what you do, I really just want to pose a couple of questions, because sometimes it is a wake-up call for you people here, beautiful people, because it is a wake-up call for me. It always is. Whenever I ask myself, what is the energetics behind what I'm doing? Whether I'm coming on here live, providing free resources, or putting out like an intimate Zoom session that is free, or even something that I charge but not as much as I do with my private mentorships or my group programs, right? What is the energetics behind what I do, and why and how did I move from a place where I was doing the work that I do donation based, because I truly believe that I wasn't worth being paid, to where I am right now, where I am making 4 figures, 5 figures, right? This is really something that's really important, and I don't want to ever focus this just on the money, because it really isn't about the money. I say this all the time. And to me, it's not about bigger and bigger and bigger. To me, it really is about the energetics behind what I do. So some of the things I always ask myself is, and I want you to really answer me too in the comments if you wish to share, but really dig deep in yourself to do that work that you can really get the answer from yourself. The first question is, are you giving to receive tenfold? I repeat, are you giving to receive tenfold? Okay? Because a lot of people give and give and give, and this is so common amongst beautiful creative feminine souls like you, whether you call yourself a healer, a witch, a light worker, a practitioner, poet, artist, writer. I've worked with this beautiful array of beautiful beings, so I just put it out there because I tend to attract creative souls like that. Spiritual entrepreneurs especially, are you overgiving and undercharging, and you think that I have to continue giving to prove a point, to prove that I am worth something, or that everyone is just here to get the free stuff, right? I would say thank you, my love, for answering that. And for the rest of you, if you're watching, just let me know as well. Yeah, if you are giving and you're not giving from the intention and the energetics, again, my love, let's just put it here, and the energetics is not to open up to allow yourself to receive. And I say this with a lot of love, because I did that in a lot of ways. Yeah, and sometimes it's an insidious thing where we think that, okay, I just have to give and give and give so that they will see how good I am, and then they will start to pay me and work with me, right? I used to do that a lot, and I would be constantly on my phone, constantly responding, and then it really came down to the clients as well that I had. Like, I felt that, because they are paying me, I have to be there 24/7. I have to be there, even when I was with my family, even when I was out and about, and I slowly was burning out, and in a big way, because I wasn't really allowing myself to receive, and that's why I say it's never really about the money. It's about, yes, you're getting the money, right? Maybe, but Do you actually see yourself really allowing yourself to receive it? Are you receiving it with an open heart? Are you receiving it with an embodied knowing that you are receiving tenfolds because of what you've given, right? It's just a knowing, and that allows you, is actually a cycle. It allows you to give more because you know that I'm allowing myself to receive tenfolds so that I can give from an overflowing cup. And this is something I teach my clients as well all the time. You've got to give from an overflowing cup. It's always important to understand that. And everyone has a different value that they put on the money, right? As you are saying, Rachel, yes, money is an energy exchange. But, you know, what I always tell my clients is that what you charge, the price that you put out, that is so cheap. Like, it's like so beyond like comprehension that they won't take that because it's so worth it. Because your base value, your true value, is probably 20, 30, 40, sometimes even 50 times more than what you're charging. And you know that deeply. It's not something you just know intellectually. It is embodied. And there is a way that I test this with my clients. If they really are embodied, I know. And I know that, you know, it's all good. And I know that it is all smooth sailing. You will see it reflected in their reality. You'll see it. But if it's not reflected in their reality, then we'll have to get down to it. We'll have to get down to what exactly is going on in your subconscious beliefs. You know, what do we need to release? And a lot of times, it really is an energetic of a victim. It's an energetic of someone who's been overgiving for a long time and have not been receiving for a long time. Whether it's praise, whether it's money, whether it's acknowledgement. And, you know, we look outward all the time to receive this. But the truth is, we haven't really acknowledged ourselves. And that is why that is not reflected in our reality. It is really, really sometimes triggering and hard to listen to. But I invite you to really get curious. Like, have there been things in my life that I haven't been acknowledging? Have there been things in my life, especially in my business, that I've been attaching my self-worth to, which really shouldn't be? I know that our business is really our lives, you know, it's almost like our baby and our soul, and it's not separate from who we are. However, things happen in the business, and we as a sovereign soul have to allow that to happen. Because the more you suppress, the more you try to not feel, the more you try to overgive in order not to acknowledge those things that you feel are lacking, you are not allowing how big, the bigness of it. You're not allowing the potential to grow. You're not allowing the potential to expand. And the potential is so limitless. Like, we have to so, you know, if anything, we actually do is to really align our energy with the truth of who we are. And that's why I say this always and always from day one. Every single time I come on a live session, maybe even, you aligning with the truth of who you are, your authentic power, the truth of who you are is really your authenticity, really who you really are, whether it's the dark side of you, whether it's the beautiful bright side of you. All of them merging and converging is the key to unlocking your manifesting powers. There is no other way into it. Some things may work, but it will be short term because you're not embodied, you're not anchored in. So the energetics behind what you do is absolutely imperative. Second question I like to ask, are you coming from the pure intentions of service? Especially when you put a free event out there, or are you coming from scarcity, right? I love this question because I do that. I ask myself this question all the time. When I want to do a free event, is it because I am trying to chase for clients, or am I putting it out there because my cup is overflowing and my cup is runneth? right? It is so important to get honest with yourself, because as light leaders, my gosh, beautiful women, I want you to know this. This is the time, especially now, when we have to be truthful. We can't fake whatever light you have. If there is a darkness that you need to look inward to transmute, like Rachel is saying, the alchemy needs to happen. And there is no shame about it. Absolutely no shame about it. I want you to know that deeply. Oh, beautiful. That's lovely. So if you're feeling that you're giving from an overflow, my love, then do keep that up. You know, people need to know your work. This is what it's like to be a spiritual entrepreneur, a leader, right? A way shower. We need to keep speaking our truth. And I'm saying truth, not the truth that you're seeing out there thrown around. I want you to dig deep. What is your truth? What are you seeing in the world that is not okay? What are you seeing in the world that needs to be elevated? And what do you have as a medicine to elevate that? So it's really important, and it's so important that you come from the pure intentions of service, because people will feel it. If you're coming from scarcity, you're coming from chasing, if you yourself don't even invest in your own growth, for example, it is the easiest energetic wobble that I can sense. The easiest. Like any healers out there doing their work, I look at it, I'm like, okay, but, and I have these conversations also with these women's empowerment coach or whatever they call themselves, right? I have these conversations with them because they come to me and they tell me that actually they have a lot of wounds they haven't unpicked. And my question is, do what you are here to do. You are here to live on purpose. You're here to do what you're doing, you know, empowering women, elevating women, you know, changing the sacred geometry of divine masculine, feminine, whatever it is, right? But if you are not embodying what you're speaking about, what you're teaching, you're not going to be serving in the highest way. You're never going to be serving in the highest level. And I say this with a lot of love because I went through that ring of fire myself. You know, I was in a space where I knew that, okay, I have this medicine, I'm a ceremonial keeper, I need to go and share this. However, I had a lot of problems within me that I wasn't looking at, that I wasn't honest about. And those included scarcity mindset, those included ancestral wounds. And I had to really go deep in and meet my own goddess. I had to meet my own dark goddess, let's put it that way, and really merge those energy for my alchemy to happen. And it doesn't matter what you're doing, it's always coming down to the energetics of what you do. Okay? So offering free work is amazing. Yeah. Some people will really, you know, their life will be transformed just by your free work alone, just by watching you, just by receiving that freebie that you put it out to the world. Put it out with the pure intentions of service. Not because it's some kind of lead magnet or a conversion game. Just put it out there as a pure intention of service. Because when you come from that space, you actually come from a space of heart. That heart frequency is really one of the most powerful energies in the world. And they can feel it, they will come to you. And I can't tell you how many times that clients tell me, I don't know what it was, but I just had to come and work with you. I just had to book the call. Never done this before, but I just had to book the call and I had to say yes. And that's what I'm talking about. It's really so important because everyone in the world, like you can go to a marketing consultant or like whatever it is, they give you the strategy, and then a lot of people will say, well, it didn't work for me. Well, because there is no embodiment. That strategy needs to be embodied. It needs to be you. So what are you not being honest about right now with yourself, right? Where is the pure heart of service? And when I say pure heart of service, I'm not saying pure heart of service, so I'll go serve and serve and serve and never get anything back. No. As spiritual like leaders, we have to get that mindset out. We have to be paid for our work because it is an energy exchange, right? It's exactly what this beautiful woman is saying in my group. It is an energy exchange, but you have to allow that exchange to happen. Don't say that, oh, I'm overpaid, or no, I can't charge because it's not spiritual to charge. You know, all these are bullshit that the patriarchy has really constructed for centuries to keep us really small, right? If you're not going to own up to your work, you're not going to claim your power, I'm sorry, but it's not going to be of service to humanity. Mother Gaia is always here. Mother Gaia is always here to just say, when you're ready, I welcome you back into my fold. And when I say that, it means that you are one with that unity consciousness. You're one with nature. And nature is uniquely and incessantly abundant. Nature knows that the cycle is about coming into the void, and always after the void there will be a creative flow. After the creative flow, there will be a moment when you will be nurturing and grounding in and anchoring in this new expanded version, and eventually it will come to a point where things need to be released, things need to shed, need to be let go to allow the new to come in. So when you work with these rhythms, when you know, when you actually embody them, and these are the things I teach my clients inside the Siren Goddess, learning to remember the rhythms of a woman again, you are going to be set for life, because you are never ever going to come from a place where you think that, oh well, if this happened, maybe it's not meant for me, or like, how did the shit show happen, like, God, like, this is probably not meant for me. Maybe I should go back to what I was doing that I hated, because maybe that's even better, that's safer. All these are just mind-made stories, and you learning how to really utilize your emotional body is going to be the key to unlocking your cosmic magnificence, because it really is about integrating the mind, body, and soul. Yeah. And the last question I would ask is, are you comparing yourself to others when you are creating, for example, your offerings, your branding, your message, even your content? You know, are you comparing yourself to others, even in a very insidious way, like in a very sneaky way, right? You didn't even realize it, but people tend to fall into that trap of comparing yourself to others. It's like, oh well, that person's probably more experienced than I am, or like, oh my God, that woman has so many testimonials, who am I to write about this, you know? Or like, oh, nobody's gonna read what I'm writing because it's too hard to understand, nobody's gonna come. All of these are just fallacies that the mind makes up so that you get so stuck in that smallness. And being stuck in that smallness gives you an illusion that you're safe, right? But you're not really playing the game that's really here for you to be played, which is that limitlessness, which is that truth that you are a cosmic being here being human, and you're here meant to really get back on track, get on that path to become that cosmic uniqueness that you are. And that is really important to understand, because it doesn't have to happen when you're on your deathbed. It doesn't have to happen when you're like 70 or 80 years old. You can have it now. It can happen now. But we have to learn that beautiful, beautiful way of really harnessing our truth from the body out, not from out and in. Okay? So this is the work. I mean, when a woman comes into the Siren Goddess, I'm just gonna share a little bit. You know, most of the time they're really up here, right? They know everything, they've done everything, and yet it's not landing for them. They don't have an offering, they don't have a program, they don't know what they are here to do. They just have so much goodness, so much gift, so much heart. That's all. And so they come in, and I start to really pull their energy back into their core. And the work that I do includes goddess embodiment practices, ceremony and rituals, and beautiful, beautiful presence. And when I say presence, it's really the integration of mind, body, and soul through your breath. Because the breath is your spirit. It really is. Without breath, your body is not enlivened with your spirit, right? And I just want to, and something that Rachel said is really good for me to point out, my love, when you say, if they can do it, so can I, it's an amazing way of looking at things. But that is what we call when we have different phases in our lives, where we start off where we're in the victimhood stage, where we're like, oh, everything that's happening beyond me, I can't help it. She did that to me, he did that to me. The world is just bad. I can't rise, right? And then we get to a point where we're like, okay, I need to do something about my life, because otherwise I'll be so depressed and suicidal, and that's not what I want. So your fire comes up and you want to push and you're moving, and in that space when you're moving, it's usually like what you say, if they can do it, so can I. Or things like, they say that I won't find a husband, I'm gonna show it to them. Something like that. Or like they say that I can't do a business in these times, I'm gonna prove that wrong. That is the second stage from victimhood. And what I want to do, and that's my sacred invitation to you, I want to push you to the level where you are truly cosmic and magnificent, where everything's happening for you. It isn't about if they can do it, so can I. Because if you still say that, you're still looking outward, you're still comparing yourself to others, you're still taking what they are doing as a benchmark for who you are. I want to elevate you to a point where you know who you are deeply, and you are living on your own purpose, in your own authentic power, not judged by other people, not judged by how much money you make, how many houses you have, how many cars you have, what boyfriend you have, what amazing husband you have, or whatever, wife, girlfriend. It is not about that. The soul doesn't care about that. The soul doesn't give a fuck about whether you're right or wrong, or if they can do it, so can I. The soul always knows you can do it. And you are the soul. You are that divine magnificence. You are the divine masculine. You are the divine feminine. You are all of those things. That is why when we are working in the Siren Goddess, I talk about the Dark Goddess a lot. I talk about goddess embodiment practice, because the client begins to understand that it isn't about some kind of goddess that we're worshipping outside of us. We worship, if you do, great. I'm not saying it's bad. Worshipping what you are giving back, that can be the truest and most divine honor to them, the gods and the goddesses, deities, is that you allow yourself to receive their potent medicine. You allow yourself to receive their presence. When I say that you receive their presence, you are merging with them, and you realize that, oh, I am the divine. I am the divine. I am the goddess. Lakshmi, Durga, Kuan Yin, whatever. You are that. Because if you can perceive it, you are that. Because ultimately, there is only one of you. It really is. Whoever you see that you're jealous of, that you see that you admire, that you respect, they're all you. They're all fragments of you. That is how exciting and really so fucking amazing playing with the universe. Because now life is not that linear 3D dimension that we are skating along and thinking that's all we are, this circumstance that we were born into. Now we know that we are here, born into the circumstances we are born into, and given the lessons that we have, so that we can continue to unfold this beautiful lotus and become that full bloom. And when we bloom, it is when we know we are that vortex of stillness. We are on that Tao. We're journeying in our own divine wholeness. So that whatever comes our way, we know, okay, that's for me. Or, no, that's not for me. Or even, doing the business that you're doing, saying, this client can pay me, but she's not the client for me. That is the power I want you to have. That is true sovereignty. That is true authentic power. Okay, my loves? So, thank you so much for being here with me today. I really, really appreciate you. And as always, you know, if you're ready to do the work and you want to explore a little bit and see we're a good fit to work together, you're so welcome to book in for a sacred transformation call with me and just explore and see where you're at right now, you know. No pressure at all to commit to anything, but there is, you know, a request to really be committed to your own ascension. So be ready for that, you know, and that's where we go. That's where we go from, I think. Okay, my loves? The energetics behind what you do, okay? Sending you so much love, and I will see you very soon. Blessings, Divine One. Thank you, thank you, thank you.